G'day, it's Coach Pete from Ascension. On this Whiteboard Wednesday, we're going to discuss the body's energy systems. Our body's energy systems are metabolic pathways that allow it to do different types of work. The three types of work our body generally does, firstly is chemical work. It's a generation of specific chemicals in our body. Secondly is mechanical work, or a combination of our nervous system, muscular system and skeletal system to produce movement. And lastly, transport work. Transport work is the redistribution of substrates inside and outside of our body cells. This is important to us for training, really in the aspect of mechanical work. In order to do these various types of work, our body needs a form of energy, and that energy, or the energy currency it uses the most, is known as adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. When one of the phosphates of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, is split off, we then have two substances, ADP, or adenosine diphosphate, and a lone phosphate. This separation of the phosphate releases a large amount of energy, and that energy is in turn used by our body to do the actual types of work. The amount of ATP held in our body is actually relatively low, and there's a very good reason for this. By having a small concentration of ATP in our body, what we see is when an amount of it is used, it then kickstarts our body's energy systems in regenerating ATP through a number of pathways. By having a small amount of ATP, our body then has systems it uses to regenerate or rebalance out the amount of ATP in a system known as homeostasis. That is maintaining the body's biological balance. There's two broad types of energy systems. Firstly, we have anaerobic systems, and lastly, we have aerobic. Now, the anaerobic system is further divided into two different types. We have what's known as the alactic or ATP-PC system, and this is the body's immediately available energy. It uses phosphocreatine to regenerate the ATP in the cells. The second anaerobic energy system is known as the lactic system or the glycolytic system, to produce ATP, and has a byproduct known as lactic acid. Lactic acid is in turn converted to another substance known as lactate. This system regenerates ATP through a number of ways, but all in the absence of oxygen. The third energy system is the aerobic system. And this system regenerates ATP and utilizes oxygen. The difference between the three systems relate to intensity, duration, and regeneration of energy. The body will use all three energy systems in different circumstances, and these systems themselves aren't mutually exclusive. It may be using all three to regenerate energy as it needs. The alactic system regenerates energy in support of our body conducting maximal work. The problem being, although it's high intensity, it's only short in duration, and we'll generally find we'll expend all the energy stores using this energy system in between 5 to 10 seconds of maximal work. Following the alactic system is the lactic system. It's capable of submaximal but still high intensity work, however over a longer duration, range between 15 to 60 seconds depending on the intensity. Lastly, we see the aerobic system. We are unable to work at the same intensity as the two anaerobic systems with the aerobic system. However, it's built for long-term sustained and provides a steady state of ATP regeneration into our body. Now, why are these energy systems important? It comes back to our training. Depending on what we're training for and what our outcomes are, should drive which energy system we should train specifically. Depending on which energy system our chosen sport or training methodology is looking to improve, is based on the intensity, duration, and recovery, and we should train accordingly. If we're looking to improve our running, for example, we should work out which energy system we're actually using when we run. If we're a sprinter, we're more inclined to use the ATP-PC system with a small amount of the lactic acid system. For a marathon runner, we're really reliant on the aerobic system to generate our energy. There's no point doing 100-meter sprint repeats if we're trying to improve the time it takes to run 42.2 kilometers. Regardless of the training mode, whether it's resistance training, we're doing weightlifting, if we're doing powerlifting, if we're doing running, if we're doing other types of conditioning work, they all use the body's energy systems in different ways. We should look to train the correct energy system needed, linked to whatever our sporting competitional goals are. Thanks for tuning into this Whiteboard Wednesday. Don't forget to check out our website at ascensionbarbell.com.